This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
We talked a little bit about Paul Heyman when we did the ECW draft episode. What was your relationship like with Paul at the time? I mean, were you guys texting or emailing or having phone calls, or would you normally just catch up with each other at the building?
We would text every once in a while. You know, Paul would ask me a question or what I felt about a certain, storyline or angle. But I got along well with Paul. He managed me before the ECW, and we had a lot of success together. And I love his ideas and concept. He's got a great mind for the business.
Meltzer would write in the Observer, the move of Angle to ECW last week showed two things. The first is the company isn't confident that the old ECW can carry things. And the reality is this project was never going to succeed in 2006 based on the old ECW. The second is it showed a commitment by the company for this to succeed. And I really like that. I mean, if we're honest, what they were doing that made them so hot in 95, 96, 97 probably wouldn't have worked in 06. You know, the styles had changed, fans had sort of moved on, pop culture had changed. But I guess I never really thought about it from that perspective, that if they're willing to take one of their big players off the board and Kurt Angle and move them to this new brand, it means, as silly as we hardcore ECW fans may have thought this idea was of you're going to relaunch it, they're at least committed to it, or they wouldn't pull a major player over. So I know we've sort of broke down that conversation a few times where he comes to you, he being Vince, and asks you to make the jump. But did you feel like, hey, even if I don't love the idea, he picked me? That's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, I did. I took it as a sense of confidence. Vince believed in me. He knew that I could carry the company, could be the face of ECW and bring success to it. And, that builds your confidence. It tells you that he has a lot of faith in you as a wrestler and as a talent. And, I was very appreciative about it. I mean, at the same time, I wasn't that excited because I didn't know what was in store for me. I didn't know if I was going to walk into chair shots and kendo sticks or if I was going to be able to wrestle as the wrestling machine did.
So I'm curious, when you find out, okay, the creative is Kurt, you're with ECW, so you're going to be back, even though last year you were in the stands and people booed you. Now that you're representing the ECW brand, we'll think they'll come around, but we know they're going to hate Randy. Do you and Randy talk about that ahead of time or have any sort of concerns? Were you concerned that, hey, I'm not really a quote unquote ECW original, these fans might not buy into me?
Well, I wasn't that concerned. I knew I was over as a wrestler and, maybe not with the ECW fans, but I was a baby face at the time. I was the wrestling machine. I knew that there were a lot of fans that were backing me, that, that were staying on my side, being a baby face. Not 100% of the fans liked me as a baby face. Some fans didn't like me, but I was pretty confident the ECW fans would like me. Especially with wearing my ECW mouthpiece.
Yeah.
I came up with that idea about 2 weeks before I started. And I had a USA mouthpiece. I had a wrestling machine mouthpiece. And when I got drafted to ECW, I thought I better get my ass an ECW mouthpiece because these fans are going to eat it up. And they did. They loved it.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.